Today is Monday, September 29, 2025. Summer is winding down. Still getting kind of warm during the day though. Today I went up to 79, which is unusually high. Right now it's down to 60. We're going to do a cleanup vlog tonight. This is a disaster in here. We got a couple things we need to deal with. First off, we got to put these down rods out of the way here before they get damaged. And then we're going to put these Dayton fans away in preparation to put different fans in here. And there's a washer. I'm not sure what that went to. So this is a box of 1/2-inch rods. We have a white one, 3 polished brass, one of which is installed currently, and 2 antique brass. So we've got pretty much all we would need in terms of 1/2-inch rods. I don't know why the heck I bought 2. That's kind of useless. Should have bought either 1 or 3, but I have 2 3/4-inch antique brass rods, and these are actually different. These are of different OEMs, so maybe I just coincidentally bought 2 of them at different times, and I only have 1 polished brass rod. In fact, this rod looks to be the same OEM as this rod, so this is Hunter, this might be Hunter. I should really order 2 more of these before they become extinct, and 1 more of these before they become extinct. The white ones I don't really care about because I could always buy, an ugly silver one and repaint it, but these are very hard to find as it is. So I might consider trying to buy more rods, especially because I think getting a triple install in the living room is on the horizon now. So we'll have a use case for three rods. I've got a handful of pairs of 3. I think I have 3 landmarks. Wow, this rod's in terrible condition. Probably came like that. What else do I have 3 of? I have 3 Chathams, but that's. I mean, I could put them in the living room, but that wouldn't make the most sense. What else do I have 3 of? I have 2 blue Camerons. I wish I had a 3rd. That would be a really, really cool install. 3 of the Daytons, so that's an option. One Variac. Okay, so this is the box for the 36. We'll get to that one next. Let's do the 56 one first. Oh, you know what? I wanted to try to fix this before I put it away. There's that stupid lock washer in there. I wanted to see if we can fix this. Let me reevaluate this right quick and see if it seems like it's something that can be repaired. Alright, so what happened is this plastic part is broken off, and this should have been like this. Oh boy. Actually, yeah, I do think that this is going to be able to be repaired. I think if we got some fresh crazy glue and used that to weld that piece back together, and then welded this piece back together secondarily like that, I think that we could successfully repair this. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I think we can definitely fix it. Problem is, I don't know why it broke. Did it break because the packaging is poor and puts undue force on it? Or did it break because it was damaged in shipping? I think both are a potential possibility. I think this can be fixed, but for now, I'm just going to leave the parts inside the housing, and we're going to revisit this at a later time. I mean, technically, it doesn't even matter that it's broken, because most of the time I would be using this with the a wall control anyways, but it would be nice to have it working so we could demonstrate the 3 factory speeds. The microphone is not cooperating. There we go. Ow, that's got my hair. I think that these microphones have been a significant improvement in the audio quality of the channel. What the heck is going on here? There's like something on the magnet. Oh, metal shavings or something on the magnet. That's no good. Alright, whatever, good enough for now. Okay, so let's get this taken apart. Make sure that lock washer goes back in the box. Well, it's probably not the fault of the lock washer, it's something else that's not right here. This pin is probably going to snap from opening and closing it so many times. Well, that's fine. I'll just replace it if that happens. I got plenty of those on hand. Oh, and these are the little 2-inch rods. I bought these for the hallway installation, which is also on the radar as well. I want to get that done in time for using the heat this year. Hopefully that will help push the warm air from the living room down the hallway. I feel like it's just going to snap to cold any day now, so I really want to start working on that project. Of course, it could also make absolutely no difference. I don't know how well it's going to work. If nothing else, it'll at least look cool. And then after we do the hallway, I think we'll probably start in the living room in terms of reworking the controls for the ceiling fan so that we can use stuff like this as a more of a long-term, a month long or whatever the period is we keep the fans installed for. These are just not usable without a good wall control. They're too strong. Got to be able to tone them down a bit. And this one I probably could have gotten away with because I could use the 3 factory speeds in conjunction with the wall control, but a gold line or something else like that definitely would not be workable without a good wall control setup in there. Kind of an interesting piece of plastic film, which is good for the environment. We'll keep that for some psychotic reason along with the down rods, because I'm sure we'll put the down rod back in there someday. I don't remember which of these rods went to the 18 and which one went to the 56 and the 36. It doesn't matter, they're the same thing as far as I can tell. Yeah, they're the same thing. Ding! Sounds like a stinking bell. I actually got a bell recently. Where is it? I got 2 bells, in fact. Here's one of them. Here's the other. Perfect. This is a really loud bell considering the size. It is made in USA. And then I also have this 7-inch steel cowbell with handle copper made in China. Oh. This bell is pretty loud too. Well, we got some good bells here. Probably should keep this one nearby. I'll just put them up here for now. Yeah, I'll definitely remember where those are later. This down rod's a little bit beat up, so I imagine this is the one that we use. This one has never been used. You can tell it's never been slid in place. So this is the one that belongs to the 56. This one goes to the 36. I still don't understand how this cable is supposed to be attached to the ceiling. I was really hoping that somebody could provide some insight to that, but nobody has provided any insight thus far. If this is put in here correctly, I don't see why that would have broken. Unless the bag puts a lot of tension on it, that's a possibility. Or the other possibility, these came from stinking eBay, ooh, which is at this point an elite marketplace for those with deep pockets and money to burn. It's possible that the person opened the contents to inspect it, or whatever the heck is usually said about new old stock items that get opened for some dumb reason, and it could have been put back in here improperly. I kind of see there's an indentation right there. Maybe it wasn't aligned right when it was put back in here and it got broken during shipment, which would be the seller's fault, not a fault of the shipment carrier or Dayton. I don't remember. I don't think I've opened all of these. So maybe when I open the third one, I'll try to remember to make note of where the positioning is. I guess that just floats around in there. Making me kind of nervous because these are only plastic and I want them to... Oh, that sounded like a bell. I don't want them to crack or anything. And I'm pretty sure this is the way it was. I don't remember where that was though. Yeah, that's definitely the way it goes. This has got to at least go in there because that's going to get misplaced. It's not, something's not quite right here. Probably the stinking security cable that I don't even understand how to attach to the ceiling. There we go, that's what it was. No, actually it's still not quite down all the way, but I think it's good enough. I don't feel like this is under any tension. It's hitting the top of the mount, so that's down as far as it's going to go. This doesn't seem to require it be closed really tight, so that should be fine. Unfortunately, this box got a little bit damaged. Did this go with this? I don't think it did. Would be a nice size for that, for this thing though. Oh, this does go with this. I forgot about that. I don't think that this is factory. I just don't think so. I don't see a reason for it. And this one didn't come with it. Yeah, that's a good piece of evidence that would imply that the seller opened this up and tampered with it. Yeah, I'm going to say this has nothing to do with it, and we'll just cancel that out. I do need to get some tape to shut this. Oh yeah, you can clearly see this was taped twice. So this unfortunately was definitely victim of, oh, let me open it and check the contents, kind of garbage. And the price hardly was jacked up for doing that, as if that's some kind of valuable service. Gotta clean up the kitchen too. What a mess. Maybe I'll do that tonight after I go to sleep. All right, that's good. that's back together for now. Now we got to get this other one down from the ceiling. We're going to be doing another install in here soon. It's going to be a triple install, which is not typical in here. We only have two setups here. We'll have to cram the third one in somewhere. And it's going to be a how should we describe it? Oh, we'll just call it a very nostalgic setup. It'll be a triple install of the first 3 ceiling fans that I acquired back in the early 2010s. It's going to be very, very nostalgic, very cool install. Okay, it is unplugged. The heck? I don't recall having to take the pin out to get this up, but that's kind of what it seems like I have to do. There we go. Must just barely fit over that hook. These are just kind of without the switch housing. I much prefer the version with the switch housing. Okay, we have some serious mismatching going on with the screws here. This one has 2 lock washers. That should not be the case. And this one, the little plastic thing is busted. And part of it is currently MIA. Let's see if we can find that somewhere. I feel like I would have kept that. Probably put it on top of the fan and it likely just fell as we were taking it down. This came from QVC many years ago. Well, whoever it is, I don't see it at this particular moment. And since it's not really... Oh, wait a minute, here it is. Yep, my theory was correct. It fell when I was taking it down. Probably just sat it up there like that, which was not really a good idea. Okay. So, okay, this is the 56. Let's get this out of here for the moment. And let's get the 36-inch Now this one fits the lock washer, so what the heck? There's something odd about that 56-inch one, and I have no idea what it is. I don't think that's going to work. Oh, this has to be rewrapped. This packaging is better than the 56-inch. This doesn't have the styrofoam. This is better. Now these were sealed with the original factory staples when I got them. So this is exactly how it comes. At least that's how these came anyways, and there's none of that paper padding in there. That's why I really don't think that that was original. That's a big spider. Not good. Why are there all these bugs in the house all of a sudden? I don't like bugs in the house. Bugs gotta stay outside. I saw a, what do you call it? A house centipede earlier today as well. I don't like those in the slightest. This, I think, belongs in there also. You know what it probably is? The humidity crept up. It's 53%. I had gone away for a couple days, and I turned off the dehumidifiers, and I guess this is what I get. I get bugs in the house now. It's also starting to get colder out, and that tends to lead to an increase in bugs trying to come in the house. They need to stay out. If they stay out, I don't mess with them. But if they come in, that's a problem. All right. I did save these staples, but I don't think that we're going to be able to get them back on there. So we'll just throw them in the bag for some psychotic reason, as if they still serve some kind of value. And we'll just have to tape it shut. No, it's never been taped before. I don't really want to tape it now. I guess we don't have to tape it. We can just leave it alone. And maybe I'll just tape it in the area where there's no no label or wording. I just don't want the contents to be able to spill out as I move this around. Oh, I'm not sure the tape is sticking properly, but that's fine. It is what it is. Okay. So those are out of the way for now. This was not always like that. Why is that? It seems like it fell. This was... Oh, for heaven's sakes. I think this was at least up like this, maybe? Or was it like that? I really have no idea how this was situated before, but it definitely wasn't like this. This is totally unsatisfactory. You know what? I think this is a sign that we should replace it with a power bar. I was going to do that anyways, and I think this is as much of a reasoning as I need to go ahead and do that now. Do I have any IsoBars floating around? I thought I saw one around here recently. No, I definitely did. I definitely saw one around here recently. Well, I don't see it anymore. Here they are. There we go with that stinking train again. Just constantly honking all hours of the day. Eventually, when I get to the wiring here, which will likely be this winter, this will get replaced with a you know, it's like an actual outlet, but for the time being, we need something better than this. And then we can also just plug in the telephone stuff up here as well, which is better than doing this, because there's actually two cords over here now. There's this one as well for the ceiling fan test thing. So this is just a wiry mess over here. So if we could, let's see how far I can put this away from the outlet. We just generally need more outlets in here. The two there and the two there is just not enough. Alright, so I'd like to put this right about here, just on the other side of that light. So that only gives us enough cord to just about get over to here. I'm probably going to have to plug it in there then. It's not what I wanted, but it'll still be an improvement. Oh, now it's broken because I held it by the cord. Dang it. So this is one that was purchased within the last year or two. And curiously, this is made in the Philippines, not made in China. This one was made in China, so that's interesting. I wonder if there's any differences internally. In terms of the wires, this one has a very plasticky and stiff feel, whereas this one has a nice softer rubber feel to it. I like this one better, which is the one made in China. Let's see if these cords are the same length. I think that they are. Yep, they're the same length. Plugs are a little bit different. I wonder if they went with lesser quality wire to go with higher quality manufacturing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the manufacturing in the Philippines is not as cheap as the manufacturing in China. And they look pretty much the same. The Ultra and the IsoBar, actually the whole thing is a slightly different font. The diagnostic surge suppressor is a different font as well. Otherwise, it is pretty much all the same. Right. So we need two screws. Take this back into the garage when I get the screws. Well, actually, wait a minute. Here's one screw. It's not enough. Need two. Heck kind of freak show is going on over here? Where's the dang plug for the light? Okay. Oh, this just got all messed up. Gotta clean up in here too next. I actually did make a lot of progress cleaning up in here, though. This looks much better than it was a couple days ago. This stuff was piled high. Now at least we can see the table, we can see the floor. I want to put an under cabinet light here. I think that would be really cool. I wish I started using these Velcro ties many years ago, because they are so vastly superior in all respects to the wire ties. Alright, we'll stick this in here for now. And then what I might also do is I might grab a second power bar. Does this have a right angle plug? No. It doesn't. Do any of these have a right angle plug? Probably not, because that's what I'm looking for. It's fine. We'll work with it. I can solve that problem, actually. I think that the IsoBar will fit on these. I use that lamp instead of turning these on and off all the time, because if that CFL burns out, I can replace it. It's still readily available, as opposed to turning these lights on and off. These tubes are getting harder to find. Now, I've had these tubes in here for about 3 years now. This one much longer than these. And actually, no, was that accurate? Which ones went in first? I don't remember now. Well, either way, this one, you can start to see the blackening on the ends of the tubes. I don't really see it on this one much. A little bit, not as much though. And this one I don't see it on at all. Could just be too dark. But these have been in here for several years now, and they're working perfectly. There's been no problems with them. Of course, I'm saying that now, they're all going to break tomorrow. But there's been no issues with those fixtures. Yes, they're not preheat. Yes, I could find much cooler ones. I'd rather have vintage ones, etc., etc. But for what was available at the time, which was that, they've served their purpose very well. You know, will they last 15 years? Probably not. But they're lasting for the moment, and they're certainly lasting a lot longer than everybody was saying that they were going to last. Yeah, so many people saying, oh, those lights are garbage, they're going to break next week. They're still working a couple years later, so it can't be that bad. Alright, so what I want to do with this bar, which I really should clean this up a little bit, I'll have this bar for my telephone testing equipment. And this can kind of plug in up there like that into the IsoBar. And then this can be switched on and off as needed to work with the phone. And I picked this one for the phone stuff because this fits wall warts better. We're going to put it like this, which I know is backwards, but the cord coming out to the right is more important than it being right side up. Okay, I'm going to stick it right here for now. And make sure those screws are hanging straight. There's our reference points. Use our wobbly stool. This is a pretty cool telephone. Oh yeah, this is really sounding great today. This wire needs to be canceled out. It's not doing anything anymore. It's been abandoned. Probably slightly crooked, but that's fine. This is only temporary. This doesn't get anywhere near as warm as I was expecting it to. Yeah, that is totally ridiculously crooked. Oh well. It is what it is. So now this can plug in here, which is a little bit better. And the lamp can plug in here, which is a little bit better. And the ceiling fan test can not reach, which is not any better. The Harvard sentences are in the way. You kidding me? Get out of here. Huh, I'm not going to be able to feed this through here, am I? Oh, maybe. I think I'm going to be able to get it. I got it. Maybe. Got it. Okay. Okay. That's a little cleaner. Now we don't have to have this anymore, which I really didn't like. what I'll do to make this look a little better is I'll feed this up the other side of the thing here. Okay. This I also need to do something about. This is the data connection for the computer room. I've been delinquent in running the wire over there. It'll be another winter project, hopefully. Actually, I made this worse. I accidentally cut this cord. This used to run straight over to the switch, and it was a little better that way. And I accidentally cut the cord, and that's why now it routes over here and plugs into the data port here in the studio. You know, I wonder if this cord is long enough to reach it over to there. And the hole in the ceiling probably isn't, though. I wonder if I should try to do that, because that has been annoying me for a long time now. I wonder if I can try to just... It's not easy to get to. No, I would have to pull all these stand fans out. I just can't quite reach it. Alright, we'll just live with it the way it is for now. I would say this would give me more of an incentive to fix it properly, but hasn't yet. Well, let's at least put it up and out of the way. Make it a little better. Maybe I can at least fish this behind the wall, and then it'll look a little better. Yeah, I'll feed it in through here instead. Some plastic film. I think that might be from a Holmes window fan. Yeah, here we go. This is much better. I'm not going to push it any further. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now that won't get in the way down there anymore. Okay, so now this is the bar that we use for just testing on the bench here. Where's the Harvard sentences? Okay, that can go in the garage. That can go in the garage. This is ready to go upstairs. Pretty sure there's already a VGA cable in the kitchen, so we don't need this. Put this back in the closet. I should keep that somewhere else. Now this we might still need. Technically, we need to convert this to mono, which I'll probably just do that on the computer digitally, assuming I can do that. I think I can do that. And then this says digital, but it's just a cord. It can't be analog or digital. That's baloney. Really, any signal that a wire like this is going to carry is probably analog anyways, which makes it even funnier. Okay, so all this will go into the media room closet. This goes with this, which will go into the kitchen after we clean it up a little bit. And this needs to go into the kitchen with this. I'll keep that for some psychotic reason, even though we never use those. This will probably cancel out because I have a million of these boxes as it is. This has to go in a different bin. This can all go in the blue bin, along with this. That can go in the media room. That will cancel out. That will save for some psychotic reason. Now this power bar I want to set up over here by the telephones. Now, this is not where it should be. That's all supposed to be like that. This goes in there. And that goes in there. Can't push that back very far because the power cable is not a right angle jack. Alright, now it's a lot of plastic film. this power bar, I'll just kind of let that sit right there. Yeah, that should have enough slack to do what I want. Feed this behind here like this. And we'll feed this up over the top as well. Oh, this might not reach. It doesn't reach. Okay. I have a solution to that problem. This is solution 1 of 2. I'd prefer the other solution better, but if I can only find that solution, then we'll use that solution. Okay, I don't know where the other solution is, so we're just going to use this solution. Which is to extend this plug by a couple inches, because that's all we need to make this work. Of course, now we've got one of these here. That's great. Makes it look all cheesy and modern. Now this will sit flat. Perfect. Again, someday we'll have an outlet on here where this actually what it'll be is a switched outlet. Turn those two things on and off easily for a video, but we're not quite there just yet. Okay, that's video material. Screw that. Now, if this is just sitting here like this, we can make this a little bit shorter. Oh no. This bar is busted? That's not what I wanted. The protection is gone. Well, it don't matter in this case because it's already plugged into something that's protected. Well, that's disappointing. This bar is kind of broken. Okay, good. So this is a little bit neater now. This is ready for telephone testing, and I have, potentially 4, because I could plug it in like this and potentially plug in up to 4 telephones. So that's good. Let's go put this in a random fan. The other solution I had for the wiring was this. This is a right angle adapter, allegedly UL listed, and that's about 2 feet long. Always looking for this sandpaper when I'm trying to clean up the ends. Sakes. Really need to just put these on the gauges and leave them on the gauges. Actually, no, I'm not even sure I've ever used these before. These are supposed to be ultra low loss fittings. The whole arrangement of this doesn't quite make sense because this is a little bit too high up to easily see what's in there, but I'm not going to open that can of worms of changing that right now. I get somewhere to put this. Oh, was this the... This feels like the bag for the lower canopy of that Dayton 36. Whoa. I knew something was missing there. I'm starting to get kind of hot. Yeah, I'll put on this 2 trillion CFM Wonder. Just on low, because anything else is way too powerful. Dang it, it's exactly what I didn't want to happen. We're going to be revisiting these fans sooner or later. We'll just put it back together correctly at that point. I'm not going to take the whole thing apart to put a little piece of plastic back in there. If it was up against the styrofoam, I would, but I'm not concerned about it being up against cardboard. Alright, that's video material for tomorrow. I guess we can do that video tomorrow as well. This is also video material for the near future. Let's go put this on a random ceiling fan. This belongs to to that Casablanca. Can I get to it? Oh yeah, I can get to it. Good. Ouch. I gotta move that. It's just a little bit too far into the walkway. It's a narrow walkway here, but it gets the job done. This is video material, although I don't have the right battery for that on hand, I don't think. This has a place. This has a place. Any other telephone stuff? Cling fan. See, remember what I was saying about AI making people stupid? If this person wasn't spelling with stupid AI spell check all the time, I bet he or she would know how to write. No, I think that's all the telephone stuff that needs to go back in that box. This just doesn't belong over here at all. That needs to go in with the telephone stuff here. Those come in handy quite often. They're good to have. Actually, this is, both of these things need video. That'll be video material for tomorrow as well. There's no wire in there? Okay. It's not very useful without any wire. This needs to go in with the Christmas boxes. That goes upstairs. This can go in the garage. Actually, you know, I probably should keep these in here because sometimes you just need to plug in more stuff. Okay, I think we're going to call it there for tonight. That is much better than it was. And now tomorrow I have some space on the table here to be able to film some videos in here.